When it comes to martial arts, combat sports, and self-defense, controlling distance is one of the most important skills you can have. When it comes to self-defense and training things like putting up a fence and de-escalation, having distance from your would-be aggressor is very important. However, there is an issue training to de-escalate at a long distance, and that is that we have conversations at short distance. When somebody is gonna attack you, they likely won't tell you they're gonna attack you. They're gonna try to close distance in the most deceitful ways possible. And let's not forget that most common forms of violence are often social violence, and a lot of people tend to get up close when the verbal escalation starts. I'm not saying these are the right things to do. However, we are kind of hardwired to do that. And if somebody's getting close to you in a subtle and deceitful manner, they're likely going to attack you up close and personal, on odd angles, not just face to face. So you need to be training for that. You need to be training for violence to start at a close proximity. Also, from what I understand, the latest studies on violence say that the most important environment to train for is the clinch, up close and personal. This is one of the reasons I love Muay Thai, but other arts such as Judo, the Chinese art of Shui Jiao, and other arts such as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and of course Sambo, teach a lot of stand-up grappling. And if you're doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and arts like Judo, you also get the ground fighting as well. But this is not saying that I don't think distance management is an important part of training. This is not saying that you should only train for close distance. This is just saying that you should be training for the way violence happens and the environment it happens in and the range that statistically it happens in. Also, let's not forget that the environment we're fighting in will dictate what we can do and what range we're going to be in. If you're in a large crowd, you might be forced into close range because there's just no room around you. If you're fighting in a bathroom, you may not have room to fight. Assaults happen in all sorts of different environments, not just in open areas. You may be forced to fight in a pub bathroom. You could be forced to fight in a bus or some other form of public transit. You could be forced to fight in a very crowded area, as I mentioned before. You don't get to choose the environment. You get chosen in an environment that is beneficial to your attacker if we're talking about criminal violence. Otherwise, we're talking social violence, which often happens in places where there's drinking or even in your own residence. Real violence doesn't happen in a ring or a gym or on a matted floor. It happens in all sorts of different environments. The terrain will greatly affect your ability to move and even to stand on one foot if you do a kicking style. And to be honest, anything that requires high kicking is a little too risky for self-defense, in my opinion. However, if you are serious about training for personal protection and training martial arts for self-defense, then do what you enjoy and learn to adapt it for the environment that you live in. And remember, these are just my opinions. If you like this kind of content, please support my Patreon, and don't forget to drop a comment and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for sticking it out to the end of the video, and always keep in mind, I'm just sharing my opinion. We don't have to think the same way.